Hey yo everybody, Haku here with the next read through for Boku no Hero Academia. So chapters 70, 71, 72, and 73, also 71.5. And gonna be really excited to record this one. I feel like at this point, Boku no Hero Academia, I'm not even caught up, is pretty much one of my favorite manga series at this point. And my reasons why, it's like, at first, reading it up until the Stain arc, I was like, okay, this is a really cool universe. I love this universe. But the story's okay. The story's pretty good. Then when the Stain arc happened, I was like, okay, this is really cool. This could be like the next generation's Naruto or Bleach. And then everything since the Stain arc, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I love the conversation with Shigaraki Tomura and Toga and Dabi. I love the tests that we just saw. I don't know if it was that, but something somewhere in there just flipped that switch to where I was like, I love this. I really respect the writing with and like I talked about a ton last week, I won't talk about again, how all the characters talk differently and stuff. It just, I don't know, something switched where everything since the Stain arc has gone from, oh man, I really like this and it's an awesome universe, to I really love this story as well as it having an incredible universe. So yeah, I've got my arm resting on my knee if you're wondering why it's up. Just trying to get comfortable because it's kind of warm. I just recorded 2 videos before this. So let's go ahead and start reading through these. We've got 2 chapters, then an omake, and then 2 chapters again. Or omake. Okay, looks like we have Kaminari and Ito running up. Gonna have to get back into Boku no Hero Academia mode, remembering names from faces. Midoriya-kun, following Uraraka's release. Midoriya-kun, are you alright? Okay. The sudden malice appears out of blue and leaves just as quickly. The shopping mall was temporarily closed. Despite joint efforts by local heroes and the police, the perpetrators were not found. That very day, I was led to the police station and was questioned about the events that had transpired, and we see, what's his name, Sakaushi again? The event was named the Hero Incident, and then, the police then created a special task force in response to the villain union's actions. Okay. Alright. Let's keep on moving. Now we have the, of course, translator pages. Investigator Tsukauchi questioned me about the prime suspect, Shigaraki Tomura. I told him everything I could, our conversations, his appearance. From what I'm hearing, I'm not getting a clearer picture on our perpetrator. Most of this information is nothing new. Alright. Thank you anyways, Midoriya-kun. Well, if I had been able to stop them, I would have been more of a help to you. I would have been of more help to you. You know, most of this information's nothing new. The man saw his face without a hand on it, Tsukauchi. Not at all. It's actually impressive how well you held yourself together with so many lives, including yours, on the line. Your average citizen would have been terrified and panic-stricken. You're the reason collateral damage was kept to a minimum. Little Midoriya, Tsukauchi-kun. Ah, perfect timing. This is gonna be, All Might? Yep, All Might. Why, I had a personal errand to attend to. Glad to see you're all right, first and foremost. Apologies for not being there to assist you. Because you were roaring with laughter as though there wasn't a single person in the world you couldn't save. All Might, were there times when even you failed to save someone? Of course, many times. Even now, somewhere in this world, someone is injured, broken, and needs my help. It sucks, but I'm only human. I can't help or aid those who are not in my immediate vicinity, so that's why I stand and laugh. The symbol of justice, the people, the heroes, even the villains. I stand to set fire in their hearts. Something Shigaraki said bothers me, says Tsukauchi in the background. Okay. It's probably nothing, a grudge perhaps. There is never a single unsaved person when he arrives on the scene. Well, it's getting late. Your ride's here. Mom! And then Inko is crying. I believe that's her name, right? Izuku, please stop this. You almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry. It's alright, Mom. It's really nothing to get worked up about. Please, don't cry. The heroes and the police have been doing a fine job of protecting me. Sansa, Help see them off. Roger, says the one cat deputy dude. Even if it was just a coincidence this time around, there's a high probability that he'll start targeting students from here on out. In light of these recent events, it'd be best if the schools exercise caution and become more proactive in implementing drastic countermeasures. The brighter the light, the greater the darkness. It's best you keep in mind that leaving UA is also an option, says Tsukauchi. It's only been a little over 3 months since I started teaching. Like I said before, it doesn't suit you. All for one, we'll seize it this time. Yeah, this time for sure. Well, see you around, Tsukauchi-kun. Later. I'm really interested in All Might's backstory and leading up to when he fought All for One. Like, All Might's backstory and Tsukauchi and all these other guys, like Endeavor when he was younger and Aizawa. Like, there's just so much cool stuff that happened in the past that would be nice to see eventually. So, with that being the case, we ought to be more wary of the enemy's movements. The destination for our regular school trip will likely be changed, and the new destination won't be announced until the day of the event, says Aizawa. What? I already told my parents, says Hanto. So basically, the school can't control how and where this information will spread, says Yaoyorozu. We're just lucky they haven't canceled the trip altogether. You should have killed them, even if it meant breaking a bone or two, says Katsuki. Hey Bakugo, did you not hear the part about how Midoriya was knee-deep in it? And you of all people know our bylaws state that public displays of individuality are forbidden, says Hagakure. Whatever, he should have cracked a few skulls in the process. Kachan. Okay, moving along. And this is how the intense first semester came to a close. Aw, I love he waved at Shinso in the hallway, and Shinso was walking with Aizawa. Summer break. The school trip to the forest begins. So cool. What? Class A needs supplementary lessons? That means someone got a failing mark, says Monoma. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange? I thought Class A was supposed to be superior to Class B, right? Who? And then, of course, Kendo hits him in the back of the head as usual and drags him off. Sorry. Do not get on Monoma's bad side. Well, a lot of stuff happened at that sports festival. Either way, congrats, A-Team. And we see hello all the girls from Class B. The one on the far right's kinda cool. The one in the back with the horns looks odd. The one in the front is no thank you. The one with the sharp pointy teeth looks cool. There's so many to choose from, says Mineta drooling. And then Eijiro looks down. You have some serious issues. I'd like to make a favorite characters video on this when I catch up to. Kirishima is 100% one of my favorite characters. I freaking love Kirishima. Class A's bus is here. Please queue in seating order, says Ida. The bus will be stopping in 1 hour intervals, and after that, says Aizawa, let's blast some tunes, something summery. Give me Pocky. The beginning of Carol's summer to end all summers. It's ending. You're not supposed to stand on the seats. No standing on the seats. Something that begins with B. Bank. Now K. Cash money. And we see all of the students just unruly and talking and stuff. We have Ida yelling in the background beside Izuku, who looks scared. And I forget what the name of that car game is, but it looks like it's Hagakure and Ashido playing it. And then it was Kaminari and Eijiro talking about music. Whatever. Aizawa just turns back around. Their days of monkeying around like this are numbered. An hour later. Rest stop. Gotta pee, says Mineta. Wait, isn't this a rest stop? Wait, where's Class B? Pee? Bathroom. To say there's no ulterior motive would be a lie, says Aizawa. Hey, Eraser, it's been a while, says somebody. Okay. With sparkling eyes we rock on. Cute cat stinger. The wild and wild Pussycats. And we see, I love our Jiro and Uraraka's faces. Hello, cute cat girls. I'd like to introduce the professional heroes, the Pussycats, one of the 4 hero teams that founded the Union Affairs Office. They specialize in mountain rescue operations and are veterans in their field. They've got 12 years experience on them, says Izuku, freaking out as Uraraka just looks back. I've got 18 in my heart, she says, grabbing his face. This entire area is more or less our domain. The place you'll be staying at is on the base of that mountain, so far away, they say. Huh? Then why'd we stop here if we're only halfway there, says Uraraka. Don't tell me, says Rikido. Let's hurry back to the bus, please, says Santo. It's 9:30 a.m. right now. If you kick it into high gear, it'll be about 12. Oh no, says Heichiro, that face, and then Mina. Let's go back. To the bus, hurry, and they all start running. The kittens that don't make it before 12:30 won't be eaten. Or won't be eating. Not eat. Not eaten. I'm sorry, everyone, says Aizawa. And then, yo, what in the hell was this, Quirk? Did she just friggin' terraform the place? But your school trip has already started. Or was that water or something that washed them away from her paws? Yo, that's powerful though. Has already started. Feel free to use your personalities in our domain as you see fit. I feel like they mistranslated Quirk twice there, because they used individuality instead of Quirk before in the past, so very weird. You have 3 hours. Use your own feet to get to the facility. Through this forest of magic beasts. Forest of magic beasts, says Izuku. Sounds like something out of Dragon Quest, says Kaminari. UA is notorious for this. No use complaining. Let's get this over with. I held it through all that, says Mineta, running off. And then some monster comes out of the woods. Magic beast, says Hanto and Kaminari. There, beast. Just calm down and fall back, please, says Kota. Kota, says Ashido. Okay, moving along. Kota's ability to subdue animals isn't working, thinks Izuku. Okay, hold on. I'm checking my recording. Does it look alright? It seems like it's lagging a bit, so I hope that's not the case. I don't know why it does that occasionally. Let's just check, see what's going on. Yeah, it says I'm running on like 7-8% CPU. Normally when I record I'm running on like 5. It's very, very odd the way it does that sometimes, but it still should be a safe level so that it doesn't lag too much. Clumps of dirt, so that's it. This is a pretty insane itinerary you've got here, Eraser. Well, the plan was always to put them on the accelerated learning course usually reserved for those in their first term of their second year, so things are bound to get a bit hectic from here on out. The personalities which were only allowed during the quirks, which were only allowed during emergencies, have been unleashed. A temporary license to cut loose and mimic a qualified approved hero. With the villains increasing their volume of activity lately, the first years will be looked upon to... Okay. Yo. Start fending for themselves. And we see it looks like Ida, Izuku, Katsuki, and Todoroki bursting through the beasts. I'll leave the rest to you, Pixie Bob. Woo, leave it to me. I'm getting goosebumps. Pixie Bob's pretty cute. Kota, we're going, she says. The other one says to the little boy. So stupid. The start of their dangerous school trip. I like Pixie Bob, and the black-haired cat may even be cuter. Okay. Through the forest of magical beasts. 5:20 p.m. Finally, you're here. So they're all late. Finally, you're here. And then we see Katsuki, Midoriya, Ida, and Todoroki showing up. All pretty worn out. Okay, moving on ahead through the translator thing. Okay, through the fan art as well. We'll get there eventually, guys. And we are here. Just checking to make sure everything isn't laggy. It looks okay, but like I said, it's hard to tell while I'm trying to read as well, you know. Okay, now we see all the other ones showing up. An evening arrival. Looks like there wasn't much point to threatening to deprive you of lunch. Chapter 71, Kota. Okay. Yep, we see all the other Kaminari's face. Little over 2 hours my ass, says Hanto. I'm going to starve to death, says Eiichiro. My bad, I meant by our standards. So it was just a boast, huh, says Rikido. How obnoxious. Hehehe. Honestly, I thought you'd take longer, says Pixie Bob. To have figured out my to have figured out my awakened Earth beast so quickly and easily. You guys are good, especially. You four, and of course it's the four that busted through. Your lack of hesitation and indecisiveness. I take it that comes from the experiences you have acquired. I'm anxious to see what'll become of you guys 3 years from now. I call dibs right now. And Mandalay, was she always so hyper? Says Aizawa. She's in a bit of a rush, being at the marrying age and all. Yo. Wait. Hold on. Readjusting. Speaking of marrying age, says Kota, don't speak. She said, Izuku, I guess. And Pixie Bob grabs his face, don't speak. I've been wondering for a while. Were one of you that child's mother? Oh, no, that kid's my nephew, says the black-haired one. Or Mandalay was her name, I think. Kota, come say hi. You're going to be living with them for the next week. My name's Midoriya. I'm studying Hero Studies at the Hero Academy. Nice to meet you. And then the kid punches him in the nuts. Ugh, Midoriya, says Ida, freaking out. You, the nephew going for his family jewels, is just foul. It's just foul, man. I'm not gonna fuck around with a bunch of losers who want to grow up to be corny-ass heroes. Fuck around, how old are you? Okay. Kid thinks he's an adult, says Katsuki smirking. Reminds me of someone I know, says Todoroki looking over. He's nothing like me. At least I don't keep all my emotions pent up inside like a certain someone. Relax, it was a joke. Enough chit-chat, let's go get our luggage from the bus, says Aizawa. Once you've settled into your rooms, grab dinner in the dining hall. After that, take a bath, kick back and unwind. The real deal starts tomorrow. Get a move on it. Okay? Thanks for the food, says Izuku, about to dig in. The girls' dormitory is just regular size then? I hear the boys' dormitory is massive. Hey, can we come visit after this? Sure, the more the merrier. Fish, meat, vegetables. I've died and gone to heaven, we see everyone eating. My taste buds are crying tears of joy. The rice is pure gold, says Adrio, scarfing down food. I could shout out on this rice forever. The flavor just explodes in your mouth. The grains match Lunch Rush's quality. Says Kaminari, eating as well. Earthware? This pot is earthenware? Yep, by the way. You guys sure do get excited about the weirdest things when you're hungry. Things are going to get more hectic from here on out. Stuff your faces while you can. Hey Kota, bring over those vegetables for me. And then Izuku just looks over. Anyway, in the long run, it's not all about food. That's not what we truly need and want. That's something I definitely know. Okay, hold on, checking the recording. Looks all good. What we seek is beyond this wall, says Mineta in the bath. What are you going on about, Mineta? And then we see all the guys in the bath. Okay. That feels good. Hot freaks sure are great. He's listening to the other side. You see, even nowadays it can happen when the gods smile down on us, an occasion where the boys and girls have overlapping bath schedules. An accident. This is a most happy, joyous accident. Restrain yourself, says Ida. And we just see Izuku, Kaminari, and Eijiro just watching on. This bridge you're about to cross is beneath everyone here, not to mention it'd be frowned upon by the girls, he says. Friggin' prude. That face. Mineta's face. Walls exist to be scaled, he says, sticking grapes to them and climbing. So fast, stop desecrating our school rules. For this moment I have. And then we see Kota pop up from between the walls. Learn what it means to be a dignified human being before aiming to become a hero, he says, doing the racial push back to back down for Mineta. You self-righteous shit, he says, falling. We'd expect nothing less of Mineta. You rock, Kota. And then we see the girls in the bath. And then Kota looks, holy crap, and he starts falling over the other side. Hello, let's get a look at this. Midna, healthy thighs. Yes. Also Kyoka, possibly best girl. I don't know. I could make a top waifu video just because there are so many attractive girls in Boku no Hero Academia. Just right now, though, I'd say my favorite's probably somewhere between Kyoka, Nemuri, and Kyoka, Nemuri, and Himiko Toga. I think all three of them are like sort of top tier S rank waifus. Then you have the nice A rank waifus like say Mina and Yaoyorozu, and then Asui's a little bit below them, I think, and then Uraraka is just sort of normal bland waifu. Okay, just my thoughts on some nice oppai action going on. And then we see, of course, Izuku jumps in with freaking Izuku jumps in freaking full cowl to save Kota, who has a nosebleed, and we also see Mineta falling ass first into Ida's face. And yeah, taking a look at Ida's calves here, his calves always weird me out. That just the engines in his legs look so weird. Looks like he just passed out from the fear of falling. Thanks. Racer mentioned something about there being an incarnation of human lust among you boys, so I had him acting as the lookout for the girls. Girls these days are quite well developed, you know. Anyway, looks none the worse for wear. Thankfully, you were there to help him. I'm not gonna fuck around with a bunch of losers who want to grow up to be corny-ass heroes, Izuku thinks back. Kota, he doesn't seem too keen on the concept of heroes. I grew up a lot... Hold on, let me check the recording. Okay, doesn't look bad. Okay, hopefully it's fine. I grew up around a lot of people who wanted to become heroes, me included. A kid this young being so jaded, it's something I've never really seen before. Yeah, says Mandalay. Mandalay could be, hey, an A+ or an A waifu. Yeah, it shouldn't come as a surprise, but there are many out there who aren't fans of heroes. If he had a normal upbringing, he probably would have grown up to idolize heroes as well. Normal? Mandalay's cousins, Kota's parents, they used to be heroes, but lost their lives on the job. What? 2 years ago, when they were protecting civilians from the villains, as heroes, there couldn't have been a more sublime and glorious way for them to pass on. They died a truly heroic death. But, for a child just beginning to understand his surroundings, it didn't mean jack squat. His parents were his world, his everything. Even though they had left him, the world around him celebrated. His parents were praised and celebrated for their actions. I'm pretty sure he's not very fond of us either. But with no other relatives, he may feel obligated obligated to follow us and our orders. From Kota's point of view, heroes are an incomprehensible, disgusting sort of creature. You were laughing until the bitter end, as if there wasn't a single person you couldn't save. It might sound irresponsible coming from the voice of a stranger, but it's human nature to have many differing opinions. When asked about the differences on their individual values, I was tongue-tied. Anyway, you go put on some clothes. The next day, school trip second day, and we see everybody waking up at 5:30 a.m. Oh my gosh. Freaking Uraraka's bed hair. Today we begin a rigorous round of reinforcement training. This trip's mission statement is to strengthen everyone's quirks as a whole, thereby allowing everyone to achieve their temporary licenses. This is preparation to stand against and up to live-action hostility and aggression from your enemy. Prepare your hearts and minds. With that said, Bakugo, try throwing this, says Aizawa, tossing this ball to Katsuki. This is from the physical strength exam. Your records indicate you recorded a toss of 705.2 meters at the time of your admittance. Let's see how much you've improved. Whoa, a skill growth test. Those 3 months have been pretty intense. I'm calling over 1 kilometer. You got this, Bakugo. Hup and okay. Drop dead, he says, throwing it with his explosion. Drop dead, thinks Izuku just watching along. Peep. 709.6 meters. Wow, not that much growth. Huh? That's not even close to what we expected. In 3 months, you have all gained a lot of experience, and of course you've certainly grown, but that growth has been primarily emotional and technical. Now the time has come to concentrate on physical advancement as well. As you can see, your quirks themselves have only improved at best by a marginal amount, advancing to the next level. So starting today, we will focus on upgrading your quirks. I will be pushing you beyond your limits, so try not to kick the bucket on me. Awesome. I'm really excited about this. I like this arc as well. I like the setup of it, and the setting and everything. And I'm liking the characters. Usually little kid characters in anime and manga are annoying little shits, and Kota's kind of going that direction, but it's nothing unexpected. So yeah, trying to move on to 71.5. So far, these 2 chapters have been really good. I love this sort of adventure type stuff, and I'm expecting stuff to take a dramatic turn as well. Okay, let's see how this record... Sorry I keep checking the recording very, very often. It's just with my computer acting the way it is at the moment, I'm just really scared not to check it whenever I can. Yeah, it's like running at like 8.4% power right now. Quite odd. Okay, we have the volume 8 stuff. Look at that cover, Yaoyorozu. Oof, yes. Okay, moving along. Okay, very odd artwork of Uraraka there. Alright. Character page, okay, moving along. Moving along, contents page, still moving along. Curious case of the Yaoyoroshika. Okay, to create complex structure, Yaoyorozu must first create them in her mind's eye. First she lists the parts she needs, followed by selecting materials for them, followed by assembling them. Finally, the last stage of the process, imagining suitable coatings for them. She needs to understand the structure of things to create them, but in her affluent home, she had an environment where there were many objects she could take in her hands, allowing her to nurture her knowledge substantially. Yaoyorozu used Matryoshka dolls from a very early age as a quirk training tool, and she remembers them fondly as the first ready-made product she was able to create flawlessly. Now she can pop them out one after the other without sparking a thought. That's just how much she practiced creating them. And then we see little Yaoyorozu. I made one, yippee. Honey, it's Momo, she's a genius. Recovery girl. Shuzenji Chiyo. Okay, cool. Inside story. I hadn't introduced her yet. I was shocked. Supporting the mainstay at UA, taking part of the school life for over 40 years. Okay. Her words de facto hold the same level of authority as the principal. Her quirk is exceedingly rare. Yes, and extremely valuable. Extremely, yes. Very much so. Seldom a moment of rest at work for her. Okay. Yaoyorozu Momo's costume. Good. I like the costume thing we had last time too. The Yaoyaleotard. To make it easier to pop out what she's created, it ended up not leaving much to the imagination. Yaoyorozu requested to have it expose even more skin, but there were fears her vision for her costume would clash with the law, so it was revised. That being said, due to the author's, the window around her navel has gotten wider. Okay, guess he has a stomach fetish then. The Yaoyoro belt. It's a bit thick in order to prop up her Yaoyodictionary. The Yaoyodictionary. A lexicon compiling all the constructs and materials that look like they might come in mind for her heroics. There are magnets attached to the cover inside the pages, so it doesn't fall open or fall off of its own accord, and of course it attaches to the belt that way. All in all, it's sexy stuff. Yaoyorozu. Okay, it's time for Uraraka's Namida Jimasi Tearfield Life of Thrift Life Hack 2. If I clear my mind of all worldly thoughts, Even then, fire shall be cool. Endure. Yep, when you don't have the AC, that feel. Okay? Hey, now we have Aoyama Yuga's costume. Sparkle inner sends energy emitted by his navel elsewhere. It's actually really high tech. The sparkle shade, so he's not blinded by his own shine. Sparkling emitter gear. Five sparktacular items that focus sparkle energy transmitted by a sparkle inner into a single sparkling beam. Simple, convenient sparkle belt. Aoyama spends every day wearing this belt under his clothes. All in all, it's surprisingly super high tech. The costume, Mineta Minoru's. The grape face mask, so cool. The gloves that pluck. They were made using special substances that exude from his scalp, preventing his grapes from sticking to them, but only the palms of his gloves. Okay, the grape pants. The nubs that look like patterns were modeled after his hair and were made similarly sticky. They're not nearly as sticky as the real deal, but they'll hang on semi-permanently. He can use them to hold small objects on his person. The Minoru mantle. Minoru wears it wanted to have it flutter in the wind, but the designers unilaterally decided to make it shorter. This was to keep plucked hairs from getting stuck to it. All in all, shame about that mantle, man. Toga the Himiko. She's the hardest of all the female characters I've drawn so far to illustrate. Too hard, in fact. Her eyes, her hair, they're so hard. The image of her below was drawn by one of my staff. They drew her easy, like it was nothing. I won't give up. Yeah, her hair is really complex. She is quite cute, though. I like the constant blush and the sharp, jagged teeth. Yo, Pixie Bob in the normal clothes. Pixie Bob. Yes. 31 years old. Hey, age is just a number. Likes cats, and more cats. Supplemental info, she set up the offices for the 4-person band, offices under multiple names. That is to say, team offices have existed for some time, but they're often tagged by various troubles with the team members' interpersonal relationships, souring over differences in direction or salary squabbles. Due to that, the number of such offices is decreasing in modern hero society. She founded the team back in her school days along with other members she hit it off with. The team's on pretty friendly terms to this day. The name and concept behind the team were her idea. You know, though, I feel like there would be a lot more I feel like there'd be more hero teams. There'd be a lot in this world, you know. But either way, we have Mandalay 31. Hey, same concept. Mandalay, even better, perhaps. Likes napping. Okay. Leader of the Pussycats, her ability to give directions during rescue operations is extremely valuable. She was given legal guardian status with regards to Kota, but she's been unable to close the distance between them as he's closed his heart. As such, she's forced to wait for time to heal his wounds. I'm nearly 30 years old myself, but I still can't quite grasp how to connect with others. Not that it matters at all, but she has big breasts. It does matter. You should know what matters. You drew Yaoyoro Zumomo. And then Izumi Kota. The character is difficult in every way. Yeah, little kids in anime and manga are almost entirely little shits. Like, kids written in anime and manga are almost entirely not cool. Your Hero Academia, Chapter of Resentful Tears. Yoseru, yeah? So, how did it feel, falling asleep on Midnight's lap? Oh, well, it's a bit fuzzy, but it felt sorta kind of like I was sinking into one of those memory foam pillows, I guess. Mineta's face. Oh my gosh, it's so great. Yo. That artwork right there of freaking Nomu, Shigaraki, and the Mandalay, fucking hell, that is cool looking. I really like the one Quirk. Her art. The Dabi art looks... there are so many cool character designs in this. This, I will give respect for... maybe my favorite character designs. I don't know. Maybe. Deku's costume in the beginning. I had no idea what I was doing. Trying out such a villainy-like designs. Yeah, it looks very villainish. If anything, reuse that later on in the series as a villain version of Deku. Next time, Asui will remain perfectly composed. Look forward to it. Okay. Alright, so we're moving into 72 now. Okay. Very, very fun things we're moving into. Right? Now we see, what is it, Class 1B? Improve our quirks. Class A's already started. Let's get going. Class B still on their school trip. Okay. Class A got to stand out last time. It's our turn. Class B teacher, Blood Hero, Brad King. I think it might be Blood King, not Brad King. Just throwing it out because I know I've seen, I think in 2 other manga, side note, there's this weird thing with Brad and Blood, I guess because the katakana for both would be like Burado or something like that. So like Brad and Blood are like constantly mixed up for whatever reason in translation, and especially if his name is Blood Hero. It might be Brad King and it's on purpose like that, but if he's Blood Hero, I feel like Blood King may be a proper translation. They may have just made a small mistake. Got it. It's our time to shine. Our humblest apology, Sensei. Sorry we're worthless students. You talk about improving our quirks. We've got 20 unique abilities divided amongst us. What do we improve on and how? Says the cute-looking sharp-toothed girl. Could you be more specific? Says this bug-looking guy. Muscle fibers break under constant abuse and become stronger and thicker. Your quirks are the same. Keep using them and they will become stronger. If you don't, they will wither away. In other words, there is but one thing to do. Okay. Alright, moving along. Past these translator note pages. Okay, still doing it. Still trying to click through this fan art. Okay. Whenever it loads, we'll be good. And nope, support the official release. Please do. I actually want to in the future. I would love to collect the volumes of this. Okay, here we are. Go beyond your limits. And then we see everybody fighting. Let's see what they're doing. We have Yaoyorozu making stuff. And it looks like she might be eating things as well, maybe to replenish the fat cells. We see Rikido just like, it looks like he's just cranking arm weights and maybe chomping down sugar as well. Uranaka's floating, looks like she's gonna throw up. We see Katsuki, looks like he's blowing things up. Yeah, looks like he's just blowing stuff up in a barrel. We see, I love, it looks like Todoroki's just sitting in a little one of those barrel baths, making ice and fire again and again. Uranaka floating around. We see Mashirao hitting Eiichiro in the face with his tail while Eiichiro's hardening. What is this hellscape? This is merely affection. And we see Class B looking on. Those whose abilities have allowable upper limits placed on them must raise those limits. We just see a freaking Aoyama thrusting, shooting the dick laser. Mutants and other composite beings must train their respective organs and body parts. And it looks like we see Asui and Shoji, that's his name, right, doing something, Mezzo Shoji. Normally we just adjust the training based on physical growth, but we don't have the time. Don't laze around, Class B. With us included, we've got 40 people. Can six people really handle that many quirks at once? That's why they're here. That's right, 4 minds, 1 body. With sparkling eyes we rock on, we've come to lend a helping paw. Whenever, wherever, we'll arrive, cute cat and stinger. The wild, wild Pussycats. And then we see him show off and there's 4 of them. Yo, the one with the crazy eyes might be pretty cute too. She has boobs even bigger than Mandalay's. Wait. And then we see the big manly one too. My quirk, search. I can observe and monitor up to 100 people at a time, their location and weak points too. Ragdoll. Ragdoll's cute. My flowstone will create a training ground fit for every last one of you, says Pixie Bob. And with my telepath, I can advise and instruct multiple people at once, says Mandalay. All very cute. What about the manly dude? I'll be in charge of kicking, punching, and other violent services, Tiger. That's just wrong on so many levels. Those with simple power augmentation abilities, come to me. And then we see this beast-looking dude and some dude with black hair. Tiger's boot camp has already started, and we see Izuku shivering. The reference to Billy Blank's foot camp videos that were popular in Japan in 2007. Yo, I've seen those like in the store on shelves and stuff. Billy Blank's boot camp videos. Alright now, come at me. And then Izuku, 5% Detroit Smash. And then it looks like he dodges or something. Alright, not very clearly defined, yet I see. Evidence that your muscle fibers have started to tear. And then he punches Izuku in the face. Yes, sir. I can't hear you. Yes, sir. He's taking this joke too far. Push it to the limit. You've got to push it to the limit. He's the only pussycat that's both the wrong gender and wrong genre. The heroes have got their hands full. Dividing school personnel among the first years is difficult. These four have the experience and large area of benefit quirks that can get the job done. With our limited time, it's the best way to advance everyone's quirks. Hold on, I gotta get some water. I haven't had any all read through yet. Oh man, that feels so good. Alright, let's check the recording before I get back into this. Looks fine, looks better than normal. Looks like it's doing better than normal. Or better than earlier, I mean, not normal. I've been bestowed the excess of All Might's quirk, I've hardened my body under Gran Torino's tutelage. The more I discipline this vessel, the more I can harness this power. I've come this far. From here on out, it's up to the raw willpower I possess. Whoa! Yes! Stretch it! Tear that undeveloped quirk to pieces. Yes, sir! Then we see somebody looking on. Oh, it's Kota. 4:00 p.m. Now, I told you yesterday, today's the last day we help you out. If you want to eat, get off your asses and make yourselves curry. And we see Ragdoll and Pixie Bob, both cute. Cat girls. Yes. Ugh. Sorry if sometimes seeing girls this cute drives me into Mineta territory. It just happens. Yes, ma'am. Everybody's looking pretty raw. That doesn't give you an excuse to do a sloppy job, though. You're right. In the case of an emergency, feeding the hungry and providing sustenance to mind and body is an essential part of providing aid, says Ida. These pros are correct. Let's make the world's best curry. Ida, you have some redeeming qualities, thinks Aizawa. Todoroki, we need some fire over here, says Ashido. Bakugo, can you light a fire with your explosions? Of course I can, you shit, says, I think that's, Sero and Bakugo talking. Everyone, if you keep relying on others' help, you won't learn anything about making your own, says Yaoyorozu, looking like she's making lighters from her hands. And then, I love, Kyoka just staring at her. Nah, it's cool, says, Todoroki making flames. Yay, thanks. And he made the flames for, Ashido and Utadaka. Burn, burn, says Ashido. Incinerate. Calm down, Pyro. Thanks for the food. And that's such a sweet moment, showing that he's learning to use the constructive parts of his flames and getting used to that side of his power. Okay, thanks for the food. For restaurant standards, I'd say it's dog chow, but given the situation, this is some 5-star gourmet grub, says the guy swallowing without chewing. Yao Momo, you're relentless. Yep. My quirk allows me to convert fat at an atomic level to create different things. The more I consume, the more I can create. Kinda like poop, says Hiro. Quirks. What a waste of time, says Kota. Oh, and hold on. Let me go back a page. I just noticed, Yaoyorozu upset and Kyoka punching Hanto. But yeah, like I said, so much kink for Yaoyorozu. Yes. Okay. Then we see Izuku noticing Kota up at this cave. Man, you must be starving, says Izuku, bringing him some food. Feel free to dig in, it's curry. You, how did you know? Oh, sorry, I followed your footprints. Figured you hadn't had anything to eat. I'm fine, I don't need any. What part of I'm not fucking around with you scrubs did you not understand? This is my secret base, you're not welcome here. Your secret base, huh? Yes, stretch it, tear that undeveloped quirk to pieces. Getting all hyped up about stretching your quirks, it's pathetic, really. You really want to just go that far just to brag about your corny-ass powers? Your parents, were they water-type quirk users? The water-type quirk users, the water horses. Mandalay opened her big mouth, huh? No, sorry, I just happened to hear about it, and judging from the context, it was a terrible tragedy, I remember it. Screw you. You've all got a couple screws loosed. Calling yourselves heroes and villains, killing each other like idiots, bragging about your quirks, that's why you end up like that. Fucking idiots. Not just heroes, quirks, the superhero society itself. What, cat got your tongue? That's what I thought. Now get the hell out. No, friends. It was my friends. My parents, they weren't able to pass on their quirks to me. Okay. Huh? It's a rare genetic occurrence, but it's been known to happen. I wanted to be a hero in the worst way, but you can't be a hero without a quirk nowadays. I couldn't accept the reality of that for a long time, so I busted my ass, trying to move things with my mind, trying to breathe fire. There's a lot of stigma regarding quirks, and I can't say this without bias, but... Okay? If you reject it that harshly, the only person getting hurt is yourself. So that's why... Fuck off. Get your ass out of here before I make you. Sorry, I couldn't say anything with substance. I'll leave the curry here. Yeah, kids like this, all I'm thinking of is like Konohamaru or what was his name, Inari from Naruto. Both were just fucking pains in the asses for the longest ass time. And it's just annoying to read. Just kids in anime and manga. All you scrubs need to just shut your mouths. It throbs, pulses. Let's hurry and go. It's not time yet. Also, didn't I tell you? We don't have to overdo it. Yeah, quit trying to act like the boss. Oh, we got some villain action. We're only sending up a warning flare this time. Ho ho? The heroes riddled with holes will fall to the earth. All for the sake of a brighter future. And we got my boy Dabi in here. For some reason, the camp's been targeted. Next issue, a center color in a raid. Yo, and we have Toga in there as well. Can't really tell much about her design from here. And two more people. Remember when we first saw Toga and Dabi? I thought there was like a lizardish, birdish looking dude and some like gas mask World War I looking dude. Yeah, maybe those two are the other two that are with them now that we just didn't get introduced to when they were talking to Shigaraki. Alright, now we're at chapter 73, which should be called Day 3, because that one was called Day 2. Yo, look at this cover. The Pussycats. We Pussycat boys for life. Oh god. Yeah, Ragdoll. My heart. Pixie Bob. My soul. Mandalay. My spirit. Right, we have another color spread. Looks pretty nice. Talking about the anime, no doubt. Or some sort of trading card game, it looks like. The first thing I click over to is Toga over here like, and we give it back to you, the people. I gave her that Hackney, or the like, was it called, the freaking Cockney accent the first time. You what, mate? But like, I totally hate this. It's not cute at all, says, freaking, Himiko. We had an underground designer make these for us regardless of how they look. They will serve their purpose and function properly. This is me caring, but still so not cute. Honestly, I wouldn't care less about all that crap. Just let me go at 'em already. I'm so amped up I'm shaking in my boots. Shut up, you psychopaths, says Dobby. It's not time yet. Not until. Okay, I like Dobby a lot because he's got the Stain vibe going. All 10 of us are together. Yo, 10. Yo, I really like Dobby because he's got the Stain vibe of, like, villain with a purpose. Yo, I'm pretty hyped. 10 of them. Sorry we're late, says this dude with long hair and luscious lips. Job, says, Ultra Gimp? I have no idea. And then it looks like we see the one bird, reptile, lizard-looking dude. And it looks like he's wearing like a Stain mask too as well. We can call up as many poser punks as we want. All that's going to happen is the job will get riskier. Now if we're going to do this, we need a select team of experienced members. Man, that's so cool. Just seeing a group of villains on the horizon. Oh man, my hype is through the roof right now. First, we drill into their heads that their peaceful lives are over. And then we see everybody asleep, all the students. Afternoon of the third day, continuing the Quirk strengthening training. I like as well the panel with Blood King or Brad King and Aizawa. Oi, remedials, I don't see your muscles moving. Yeah, says Kirishima with Ashido, Hanto, Rikido, and Kaminari. I'm sorry, it's just sleep deprivation. Yesterday's remedial lessons were... And they all took, like, in-classroom lessons. Remedial students' bedtime and wake-up time. And then the regular bedtime. Told you, didn't I, that this was going to be rough? Sato and Kaminari, your capacities, the amount of Quirk-related power you have stored up, are directly linked to whether or not you survive in a particular fight. And of course it's the stored capacity or sugar content. Raising those capacities requires endless repetitive use of your quirks. Sero, in addition to increasing your capacity, you also have to work on increasing the strength of your tape as well as the speed at which you can fire it. Ashido, the extended use of your acid eventually causes your skin to reach a limit. You need to lengthen the amount of time it takes you to reach that limit. Kirishima, if you work both on your muscular strength and increasing your quirk's rigidity, you'll achieve synergistic benefits. Above all else, every last one of you here were exposed during the final exams. While you train, I want you guys to think long and hard about why it is exactly that you lot are so much more tired than everyone else. Uraraka, Aoyama. You guys are in the same boat. You didn't fail per se, but you were pretty damn close. 30 points was the cutoff line, and you two squeezed by with a 35. That was close, says Uraraka. That's pitiful, says Aoyama. Don't lose your focus. Everyone, keep at it. No matter what you do, never forget your fundamental drive. That's how you improve and progress. Why am I working this hard? Why am I putting up with being chewed out like this? To what end? Always keep the answer to that question in mind. Drive. And we see Katsuki, Todoroki, and Izuku. Come to think of it, Aizawa-sensei, it's already the third day, right? Says Izuku. Just as I tell you to focus, you stop focusing? Is All Might, no, or the other teachers not coming? He says. As I told you before, we left in order to prevent the enemy from anticipating our movements. We left with only the bare minimum amount of personnel absolutely needed to complete our mission here. That's why we four are here to help. And we have Ragdoll just looking insane and sexy. We especially had All Might stay back, because we believe he is one of the enemy's targets. That is why he wasn't allowed to come. For better or for worse, that guy gets in these situations because he stands out. Seems like it's usually for worse. I see. Okay, moving along. Meow, meow, meow. Allow me to change the topic. Let's talk about tonight's plans, says your girl Pixie Bob. We're doing an interclass test of courage. After training hard, you get to play hard. See? Carrot and stick. Okay? Hold on, checking the recording. That doesn't look too great. Oh well, hopefully it's fine. That's right, it totally slipped my mind. Great, more terrifying activities. Bacchanal in the darkness? Okay. I take it we'll also be participating in fun events like these? I'm rather interested in the interclass aspect, says Monoma. With that said, train your hearts out. Yes, sir. Drive. All Might. Okay. Bakugo, your knife skills are amazing, so unexpected, says Uraraka, watching him cut a carrot. What the hell do you mean, unexpected? You telling me you expected me to suck balls at this? Just when we hadn't seen him in a while, he shows up, Mr. All-Talented. Everyone has too much energy, says Kirishima. Did you want to talk to All Might or something, says Todoroki? You asked Aizawa-sensei about him, right? Oh, yeah, I had a question about Kota. Kota, who's that? Says Todoroki. Huh? That boy, you know, the one... Huh? He's gone again. Probably hanging out at his secret base again. I guess all that hatred for heroes wasn't just for show. That boy, he doesn't like he doesn't like the idea of a superhero society with quirks. I don't know what to say to him to help him out. But All Might, he'd probably be able to find the words, you know. What would you say, Todoroki? It depends. Well, yeah, but for complete strangers like us to just dump our reasoning on his head, he'd just find it pretentious. I think the most important thing is to tell him what we have done and what we're doing now for humanity. And if by chance he were the type to be moved by words alone, then we'd know that his hatred only runs skin deep. I believe that with words come actions. Because of you, a coward without a quirk, that's why I was moved. You can become a hero. Izuku thinks all the way back to All Might. Yeah, that's true. There's little a stranger can say that'll convince him. I don't know what you want with that kid, says Todoroki, but sticking your nose into a delicate manner as well, you know. And no one would expect it, but you're just the type to break down barriers without thinking twice. My bad? You guys, I don't see your hands moving. We have to make the world's finest meat and potato stew, yells Ida. Now then. Okay. Our stomachs are full and the dishes are clean. Next up is the test of courage, yells Ashido. Before that, and though it pains me to say it, the remedial bunch, says Aizawa, are going to have a review lesson with me starting now. No way. The reaction face, too good for Ashido. Yes, it sucks, it sucks to be you, but the training we did earlier today was far less fruitful than I'd hoped. Which means we need to wash, rinse, repeat, says Aizawa, dragging them all off by the bandages. Wow, please forgive me, at least let me play once. Okay, moving along. So there we have it. Class B will be first up at scaring people, and Class A will have pairs of 2 leave every 3 minutes. They're already waiting for you. The time required is roughly 15 minutes. In the middle of the route, there will be a card with your name written on it. Take it back with you as proof. A Bashanal in the darkness, says Tokiyami. He said it again, thinks Uraraka. The rowdy bunch aren't here, so the atmosphere is pretty mellow, thinks either Ida or Izuku. The scaring group is not allowed to directly touch anyone, but scaring tactics using any and all available quirks are permitted. The winner will be the class that not only makes the most of their creativity, but also makes the most people piss their pants with fright. Please stop, that's disgusting, says Jiro. I see, by pitting us against each other we can polish our skills, and as a result, reach new horizons with our quirks, as expected of UA. Pairs of 2, but wait, out of the 20 people, 5 were sent to review, so that means... Okay. Someone's going to be left over. We're drawing lots, so yeah, somebody's definitely going to be left with that fate. And we see, what is it? Oh, looks like Izuku's the one left alone. Let's see who we've got. We've got Tokiyami and Mezzo Shoji. Katsuki and Todoroki is going to be funny. Jiro and Hagakure. Asui and Uraraka. Masharao and Mineta. Aoyama and Momo. And Kota and Ida. And then poor lonely Izuku. 12 minutes later. Tail guy, switch with me, says Katsuki. Aoyama, please switch with me, says, what's his name even? Mineta, why do I keep forgetting? I'm not the leader here, says, Mashirao. 12 minutes later. So, this is the 5th pair. Froggy Kitty and Uraraka Kitty, go. I'm scared, Tsuyu. They're screaming a ton out there. Yeah, that'd be Kyoka and Toru. We should hold hands. Don't worry, we've got this. Kakaka. Alright. Kodai, everyone shat their pants because of your trick. Putting your body to work, aren't you, Yui? Yeah. Bakugo and Todoroki were hilarious. Oh? He was all like, oh. By the way, did you notice? Doesn't it smell like something's burning? Now that you mention it, this smoky stuff's definitely started appearing. Maybe Bakugo or one of the others got so scared that they went ahead and blasted off their quirks or some... Honanuki? And then he falls over. And, Kendo covers her mouth. Yui, don't breathe the smoke in. It's poison. What is this burning smell? Says Pixie Bob. Black smoke, says Mandalay. Now it begins. Yo, and we see, Dabi burning his hand into a tree. Fall to the earth. Villain Alliance. First strike team. And we see, Himiko with them as well. Little Miss Kitty sure is in an eyesore, isn't she? Says the big lip dude. Why, I thought we took all the necessary precautions. So why? Wow. Why is the enemy here? And we have Pixie Bob knocked unconscious by this. Yo, and the scaly lizard dude is dressed completely like Stain. And then we have the big dude as well with the big lips and everything. And the dude in the gas mask is also wearing like a middle school student uniform, kind of. Pixie Bob, and we see Tiger, Izuku, Ida, and Kota still there. This is bad, says Mandalay. Kota, that troubled boy is about to fall into the clutches of evil. Chapter 73 end. Awesome. Amazing way to end it so that we can start off with some badass stuff in a little bit later. And it'll be cool as well because I'm now kind of expecting Aizawa and the remedial students to come in clutch as like the heroes in the end and stuff. But either way, it was a very, very fun 4 chapters. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the read-through, and I'll be back next week. Sorry if things seem a bit laggy and weird. I don't know what's going on right now with that. So either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this part of the read-through, your thoughts of everything I said, blah, 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 whatever. Subscribe for more Boku no Hero Academia and a ton, just a ton more, as usual. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That is it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.